Good morning, everyone. We'll begin the service in 5 minutes, but I hope you are staying safe and healthy. Weather was much nicer yesterday. Was it 2 days ago? It was 2 days ago. Yeah, it was really nice and warm. Today, Hondo is a little bit cool. Still, I need to rub my hands to warm up. Hopefully, when the time comes to warm up and weather will be nice, we can come to the temple again and spend time together here. But please wait for about 5 more minutes until the beginning of the service. Good morning, everyone. I hope you are staying safe and healthy and enjoying your Sunday. And this morning, we are going to chant Hanjusan, which is kind of special chanting for our tradition. We usually chant Hanjusan on Ohigan. And I think Oregon Buddhist Temple, we chant Hanjusan at the fall and spring Ohigan services. But since I do morning service every morning with the rotation of Sanbutsuge, Juseige, and Jungirai, I thought, oh, maybe I want to try something different. So today, this morning, we are going to chant Hanjusan. So I hope you are able to join me in chanting. If you haven't downloaded the Hanjusan's PDF file or a JPEG file, you can go Oregon Buddhist Temple website and find it. Please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Nammanda Butsu. Nammanda Butsu. Namo Shishin Kimyo-rai Sai-ho Amidabu Namo Amidabu Namo Amidabu Namo Amidabu Namo Amidabu Namo Amidabu Na Shaka Nyorai Shin Hodo Shoujo Shogon Mushouze Ido Shaba Hun Kegyu Hasojo Bundo Shujo Wakuset Nim Den Nijo Wakuset Bosat Dehan Wakuzen Wakutom Myoku Nimbo Gisho Ken Soujo Honyo Risha Kaimu Yak Dongon Muchi Nan Kaigo Namo Amidabu Namo Amidabu Namo Amidabu Namo Amidabu Na Yoraku Kyochi Uset Zen
環行生みだ京都うせ即税とんげうぼ大蔵一日七日戦勝負明断周優勝安楽一に海だね半国即徳大将無償万語祝日満足一時本の百宣言脈大社馬小母銀六道五者公未語南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏南未来寺法神寺頓社おいぐぼ大ねうおぶしょ楽衆本中慶修道妙法蔵四十八願因寺法一日誓願異修上修法称言妙極楽古代官名無限量南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏南我徳菩提等身座天狗五歳道修上心相公明聖法会公正義有償皆無役一日公明相続せう聖脈念仏 緑非自法勝負国極楽安心実税所ナモアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナ本師釈迦修行上智上公道修上一切如来説法弁躍動今日釈迦尊随記説法皆無薬獲得語源に有心門門門不動八万地異滅無明過語因利見即税弥陀語一生少年在会場ナモアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナ無弥陀具税力ガジガコシュシャバ自頭以来上法楽現見如来に門も心情十分起源非我語今日四方向実税者馬本師力脈非本師知識観弥陀浄土運河に特殊浄土法しよう。ナモアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナ Namanda, 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 Namanda.
So today we are going to read Jodo Shinshu Creed 1, was it? No, 3 treasures. I created the service program and I forgot what we are going to read. Actually, it's a 3-fold refuge on page 10. The 3-fold refuge. Difficult is it to receive a human form? Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Dharma of the Buddha? Now we hear it. If we do not cross over to the truth in the present life, in what life shall we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the 3 treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we, together with all sentient beings, awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of Amida Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we, together with all sentient beings, enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like the wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we, together with all sentient beings, become units in true accord, in harmony with all things. The peerless, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter, even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teachings. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Nammanda. So today, I'm trying live streaming on the YouTube and Facebook too. I hope the position of my camera is okay. But now I would like to share the words of Tanlan. Tanlan is one of the 7 Pure Land masters from China. And Shinran Shonin quoted this word in his master work, Kyogyo Shinshu, the true teaching, practice, and realization. And this is on Collected Works of Shinran, page 146. So please join me in Gassho again. Suppose there is a room that has been dark for 1,000 years. If light reaches it, however briefly, the room immediately becomes bright. How can the darkness say that, having occupied the room for 1,000 years, it refuses to leave? Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Nammanda Butsu. Nammanda. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's service. And there is no what if in the history, but if we didn't have outbreak of COVID-19, today was Spring Bazaar for Oregon Buddhist Temple. That means I was free from thinking about what to talk for Dharma talks. So I don't usually hate anything, but now I can say I hate COVID-19. But we cannot change what have already happened, so we need to think about what we can do now. And I said I hate COVID-19, but actually this situation made me possible to start study session of Yogacara, one of the Mahayana philosophy, with minister friends in Japan. And luckily, I was able to invite Professor Hidenori Sakuma of Tsukuba University yesterday to talk about Yogacara on Zoom. And it was really great opportunity to listen to one of the well-known scholars' view on Yogacara thought. So that was really great. And tonight, I have another study session with Reverend Gie Sasaki of Hongwanji-ha, our tradition. He's a scholar of our school, And he's going to give us a 5 weeks lecture of Shoshinge. So this situation made us possible to study more, and I am trying to study more while this home shelter situation to repay Sangha members with what I have learned from these study sessions. So I'm trying to do what I can do best, but it is always difficult. One day I saw a Facebook post shared by Jake Shimabukuro saying, home is not a safe place for everyone. Home is not a safe place for everyone. And I thought this is true. Some people suffer from domestic violence, and going to school or work was a shelter for them. But now this situation made it really hard for these people. And when I think about these kind of issues, it forces me to realize how powerless I am and how I only care about myself. And I am using the word stay home lightly without thinking about people like them. So I cannot do much about this issue, but I am hoping that the rising the awareness of these issues leads to the solution. But anyway, the word I shared at the beginning is a metaphor by Tanlan from 5th and 6th century. He used this metaphor to explain why the ordinary beings, foolish beings, are able to be saved by Amida only by saying Nembutsu. But reading this word again feels like this gives us a hope in this situation. Suppose there's a room that has been dark for 1,000 years. If light reaches it, however briefly, the room immediately becomes bright. How can the darkness say that, having occupied a room for 1,000 years, it refused to leave? Seems like this situation of home shelter things going forever, but there is no day without sunrise, right? And when light reaches it, darkness disappear. So I'm hoping we'll be able to spend time together here again with all of you, listen to the Dharma. But Tanlan's initial intent is not talking about this kind of situation, of course. And according to the primal vow of Amida, all sentient beings are able to attain birth into the Pure Land by saying the name of Amida for perhaps 10 times. So it is natural for people to think that how can people who committed evil acts for a long time able to attain birth into the Pure Land, which is a realm of enlightenment, only by saying the name of Buddha? But Tanlan is saying that the action of the sentient being is based on one's false and inverted views. And he continues, the 10 utterances, however, arise when a true teacher, consoling the one by various means, makes the one hear the Dharma that is true reality. So the power of the true reality is much stronger than the karma of false and inverted views. So to explain this in simple manner, Tanlan used the metaphor of the room, which was in the darkness for 1,000 years. And when the one encounters the light, the darkness is no longer the darkness. And even though it might go back to the darkness, it is not the same as before. So this metaphor has another meanings too. The life of Jodo Shinshu, or the life of those who encounter the light, changes from before the encountering of the light. And actually, traditionally, our school, Hongwanji-ha ministers, did not mention much about how our lives changes when we encounter the light of Buddha or when we receive Shinjin. in regular Dharma talks. But when we had study session with Dr. Ken Tanaka the other day, he was mentioning something like the people in the West wants to hear how the teaching changes their lives. And I am from Japan, but I feel the same way. I want to know how the teaching changes my life. But one thing we should be careful is that if I say this teaching changes people in this way, people start to think that, oh, we should change our way of life like Sensei said. Well, we should live like that. But experience is different by each individual. So how my life changed may not be in your case. How your life changed may not be my case. But I'm sure that the life of those who encounter the teaching changes from before encountering the teaching. And those who doesn't know the ignorance as the darkness of selfishness is called Bonbu. Bonbu means the foolish being. And ignorance is Gucci in Chinese characters, Gucci. And I shared these kanji characters long time ago, probably 2 years ago, in my Dharma talks. So I hope you don't remember it, so I can share it again. But according to one of the oldest Chinese character dictionaries, top character or top part of gu symbolizes big monkey. Big monkey. So from this meaning, the top part of this character became the character meaning resemble. And bottom part of this character means mind or heart. So the first character, gu, means mind resembles to big monkey. But please don't misunderstand that I'm viewing animals as lower than my life. Just explaining the origin of the Chinese characters. Of course, animals learn from mistake, but most of the times repeats the same mistake. And we human being is no different from the animals or monkey. We repeat the same mistakes. If I know that if I say something in some way to my wife, she gets upset. But I do it all the time, right? So repeating the same mistake over and over again. That is why it is called gu, foolish. And chi consists of illness radical and the character inside meaning knowledge. So this character is symbolizing that our knowledge is in illness. And what kind of illness? That is the illness of self-centeredness, illness of false and inverted views. We think that what we are sensing is true and real, and what we think as right and correct understanding. That is the illness of knowledge. And although our knowledge is in illness, we repeatedly rely on our self-centered views. That is why it is called gucci, foolishness or ignorance. And we cannot see the dust in the air, but with the light, we are able to see them. As same as this, we don't recognize our blind passions, such as ignorance. But when we encounter the light of wisdom of Amida, we recognize our blind passions. So it was like staying in the room or dark room for a long time, but now we encountered the light, and how we see the room is different. And Shinran Shongin said in his letters with the metaphor of medicine. But when we realize that our way of thinking is just like an illness of self-centeredness, we need to take medicine to cure this self-centeredness. And the medicine is Amida Buddha. And Amida Buddha is the light of wisdom which shines upon us always. And we are always in the working of Amida Buddha's light of wisdom. And to make us realize we possess the ignorance. Our knowledge is in sickness of self-centeredness that we need to take medicine of Amida. And this is a teaching to turn our view on ourselves and surroundings. So I know that this situation is not fun to be in, and it is bored probably. But we can say that we have COVID-19 for making us stay home. But when we think about it, we are able to say that it's boring while sitting on the couch, drinking coffee, watching my talk, or something. Because of many people who works hard to maintain our daily lives going. So the light of wisdom of Amida gives us another perspectives to see things. So instead of complaining regarding this situation from our self-centered viewpoint, let's think from different perspective through accepting the light of Buddha in Nembutsu. Then I am sure that we will see something we should be appreciated for in our daily lives. So thank you all for virtually attending today's service. So please join me in Gassho. Suppose there is a room that has been dark for 1,000 years. If light reaches it, however briefly, the room immediately becomes bright. How can the darkness say that, having occupied the room for 1,000 years, it refuses to leave? Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namman Butsu. Namman. Okay, thank you all for attending today's service, and I hope you will have a great day today. And next week, we are going to have Sunday service again from 10 a.m. I ordered the microphone for my cell phone or iPhone. That comes with the tripod. So hopefully this Facebook view will be better too. And I have another camera for YouTube. And that's really interesting to try something new, and technology stuff is amazing. So I hope you are enjoying every day doing something on internet or with your family. So please stay safe and healthy, and hope to see you next week. 何万だ。